Take away my life. You don't know who I am. Take away my heart. Would not be able to stand. I'm living in the moment, yet I'm drowning in quicksand. Believing in hope, so I reach out my hand. Pray for the guidance, come reach me. Won't you reach me? Won't love feel me? You know I need to breathe, see, 'cause I've been on this journey on my own. Seen so many things, from the birds in the sky to the sun when it sings. So I won't regret now when things get hard. So I like to take a breath, and I see through the dark, through the dark, through the dark, through the dark. See through the dark, see with my heart. Learn to see with your heart now. You can see through the dark now. Just believe and stand proud. Stand proud. Stand proud. Hey, yeah, yeah, yeah. Stand proud.
Stand proud. Things can be crazy, but the greatest blessing we have is in the gift of being alive.
Alright, what's going on, man? I don't know who's here, who's not. I don't know if anybody tuned in yet. I know it is Friday, so no sweat, no biggie. However, we about to find out. Okay, I see you, Pam. Greetings. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to you. Great, big, huge, great gratitude. Thanks to you contributing to what's going on. I'm waiting until Tuesday so I could go to the supermarket and get right. No games being played about that one. Took a lot in me to not go this rotation, but I'm also like, it makes no sense to go this rotation and have to go right back. So I'm gonna just thug it out. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna go on the Tuesday. That's the 21st, if I'm not mistaken. How many views we got? Just one? Okay, well, for the people that's gonna come late, for the people that's gonna watch on their own time, let me just do a quick little intro and get started. I'm behind schedule, which is unfortunate, so let's hurry up and get right into it and stop playing. Full disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Any and everything you see on this channel is merely speculation. Viewer discretion is advised. Please do your own homework and research for proper discernment. This is for entertainment purposes only. If it does not resonate with you, leave it on the ground for someone else to pick it up. Feel me? This is just videos for us to have fun, laugh, and smile while we escape the chaos that's going on the external world. You feel me? You feel me? Anyone who has ever sown a seed with me, it will be returned 100-fold. The Most High using you as a divine vessel to divine support yours truly, because all about divine support. I just want to say grace, gratitude, thanks. Peace and prosperity to you and yours. Never goes unnoticed. Really does help the channel, the foundation, my well-being. Big shout out to Penn, Miss Penn, for the 25 bull donation mid-live previous rotation. I couldn't believe it. I was pretty excited. I was a little like, damn, like I wish I caught it mid-live so I could give a natural reaction. But great gratitude and thanks. Maybe return 100-fold, as I know it is going to be return 100-fold. So thank you. Seriously. If you would like to do the same, you're not obligated. Links are in the video description or the about tab on the channel. You feel me? Anyone who has ever been here from the beginning, I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, unity, including authenticity. You know what's up. Yo, Haven, happy Friday. Happy Friday. I hope all is well. I hope you had a wonderful, magnificent rotation. I hope you're in a wonderful, magnificent mood. And if you're not, I hope you will be by the end of this video or the live if you're here right now. Anyhow, what's up, KA? Greetings. We ain't gonna do no wasting no time. I've wasted enough time. I dozed off. We behind schedule. All type of stuff. So, in other words, let's get it, Haven. Let's get it. We ain't gonna do no playing. Yeah, I think that song is not copywritten. Surprisingly, it's not copywritten. So we're gonna be using that song for a little bit. You feel me? That song is very healing anyway. So yeah. Anyhow, let's do it. Let's do it, man. We ain't gonna do no wasting no time. Let's get right into it. Right into it.
Peace to the gods and goddesses.
Look, I ain't even like it because I was waiting to watch it with you guys.
Peace to the gods and goddesses was good. Much love to the collective.
Let's get it, Haven.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Peace to the collective.
Nah, hold on.
Thanks.
Before we watch this, look, I want to watch something with y'all. I want to show y'all something. Look at this. I'm going to probably use it again in a future presentation, but let's just watch this real quick.
La Presidenta de México, Claudia Sheinbaum Pardo, signed 2 edicts into law, which are breathtaking to say the least. What she did and what she signed into the Mexican Constitution are 2 parts. The first part was that the indigenous people within Mexico of many different tribes will now have the ability to have their own sovereign nations. Now, bear with me here. So basically, a commission is set up to recognize those indigenous nations within Mexico and teach them and show them how they can rule autonomously and set up their own rulership over their own people, because there's a lot of indigenous different tribes within Mexico. The second part of that edict that was signed into the Mexican Constitution recognizes, and hear me out here, Afro-Indigenous. So, and that basically states that written into the Mexican Constitution, it is now law that the Afro-Indigenous are recognized as full citizens of Mexico and are afforded their indigenous status. And then she went on to state that Mexico recognizes that Afro-Indigenous people were on this continent hundreds of years before the Spaniards stepped 1 foot on the soil.
Message.
It completely changes the narrative of what we've been taught. It completely changes the idea that Columbus was here and there's just Mexicans. It flips it right on its head. Everything is out the door. This is a very intelligent woman. And what she has stated are what people on different social media platforms have been saying for years. Black man was already here. The black man was already here. We didn't come in slave ships. That's not feasible. It would have taken too many ships. They would lose too many people. But if you're taken from Mexico and South America and taken off the coast and sat off the coast for a couple months and then brought up and dropped off in Boston, that makes it a hell of a lot more feasible, doesn't it?
Message.
Afro-Indigenous were here hundreds of years before the Spaniards showed up. I'll put this into perspective. The English Bible, the most widely sold book in history, the Bible. New Testament, Old Testament. You can go back in that Bible to the beginning of time of man. Adam, Eve, his wife, conceived from the rib of Adam. And the Creator took that rib. Their children, Cain and Abel, and how that conflict and one brother slew the other. The creation of the earth, the waters, the fish in the deep, the firmament. Okay, enough Bible lesson for today. But yet we can't go back before Columbus. What was the black man's history? How did he get here? The Phoenician? The Israelite?
Message. Come on now, man. You heard that? You heard that, right? Come on, man. Let's get this shift. Like Juice be saying, man. It's happening. The shift is happening. They starting to recognize and realize our people been here. Come on. It's starting in Mexico as well. Let's get it. Let's get it, man. Let's get it, man.
Thanks for everyone for joining. What's good with y'all? What's good with y'all? What's good with y'all? Share the live. I want to tap in with y'all. We got to build about a few things. Somebody said Grand Rising. I don't know where you at.
Yo, hit the like button, y'all. We got
I don't know where you at.
So far. Only
I know we all in different parts
of
the planet. Peace to the gods and goddesses. What's good with y'all? What's good with y'all? I want to build with some of y'all too. If y'all can tap in, but I want to build with y'all first and share a little insight, some downloads that I've been getting. Yes, we're gonna build. We're gonna be able to build. Gratitude, Ashe. This a whole sweatsuit, family. This a whole sweatsuit. As I expressed the importance of trying to dress more esoteric and wear certain clothing that actually highlight your ability to actually tap in to higher consciousness.
They think people stupid, man.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Peace to the gods and goddesses. The worm was... Alright, anyways. But peace to the gods and goddesses. So, alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to tap in. We're going to tap in a little bit. We're going to tap in a little bit. Alright, so what I wanted to discuss is that there's 144,000 different extraterrestrial genes that are associated with our genetics. There is a conspiracy to keep us away from our higher self.
And what we watched previous rotation was only 10 minutes of the first. Damn, we about to lose out on now. We're not about to lose out on 10 minutes. I got an idea. Hold on, y'all. I got us. I'm gonna play this while I'm downloading it in the background. We're gonna get it right now.
We actually are, all right? And a lot of individuals don't know that this planet was a huge testing facility. Planet Tiamat was a huge testing facility. Again, there's 144,000 different extraterrestrial genetics that we consist of, and there's been a conspiracy to keep us out of tune with our Inky gene, or the higher primordial version of us. It's been a conspiracy to keep that part of us actually from being awakened or enlightened, all right, through what's called horizontal gene transfer, all right? And this is via the food, via the genetically modified organisms, the glyphosate, the fluoride, the atrazine, all of these endocrine disruptors, all right? This is all called, again, horizontal gene transfer. And through these different machinations, they have the ability of disconnecting you from your extraterrestrial lineage, from your true primordial essence, all right? This is why I truly stress the importance of fasting, getting to the point where you're no longer addicted to their food, all right, and the indoctrination in regards to believing that you need 3 meals a day and things of that nature, all right? Get to the point where you can hear your stomach growling and know that it's normal, all right? Again, the concept of 3 meals a day was all indoctrination to make you engorge yourself with food that typically has manufactured parasitic organisms, all right? Most NPCs are affected through neurologic, different parasitic intrusion through their neural pathway. All right. So what the parasites do is they get in your colon and they have the ability of traveling through your nervous system by way of your neural network, by way of your neurons. And a lot of people underestimate the power of parasitic intrusion, okay? And how powerful smaller entities really are. They believe that just because they're smaller that they're insignificant, and they couldn't be more mistaken, okay? So analyze your intelligence in comparison to, like, let's say a whale, hypothetically speaking. Just because a whale is very massive, that doesn't make you any less significant intellectually as far as being a sentient being. All right, so when you take something that's very small and it's in your body, all right, and it's attached to the hive mind, its objective primarily is to intrude what's called Toxoplasma gondii or CNS. Its primary objective is to make it to your brain. And you got something that small and sentient in you, you never know what kind of effects or powers it has the ability of actually controlling or inducing.
All right, we watched this, bro. We watched 10 minutes of that already, so we about to speed up. Let me like all of them. Real quick. Just hold on, give me a second, y'all. We about to catch up. Right now. Just give him a like on all 3 of them since we're using his content, obviously. Close that out. And we about to watch that. Now.
Peace to the gods and goddesses.
Come on, bro.
Peace to the gods and goddesses. Was good. Much love to the collective.
There you go. Yo, CQ,
thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Peace to the collective. Thanks.
All right, we're going to fast forward to 9 minutes and then just take it from there.
And based on their output. So you have to be very cautious of what you allow and your mental matrix when these deletes pump out certain visuals for you. You have to be very careful what you accept as a visual from these deletes, all right? And remember that these are their primary objective, their primary focal point is basically to puppet master your perspective so they can induce the reality that they want based on fear, all right? Their primary objective is fear. Fear. Again, this is a draconian-based system, all right? Even down to certain killers and things like that, serial killers and things of that nature. They even adopt the mindset of draconians because they're addicted to seeing people in a state of fear when they even kill them and things of that nature. This is all based on draconian mindset. All right, so as we slowly gravitate out of this and separate, we're going to be separating from draconian customs and basically gravitating into the law of one, into that heart chakra resonance, that heart chakra frequency. This is basically what's happening, all right? We're experiencing a massive separation on the planet currently, gods and goddesses. We really are. It's a massive separation taking place. Now, one thing I want to state is we're in the midst of the Hopi prophecy. We're in the midst of the 7 thunders. Some of the reasons that I believe we are even seeing the fog is because of Nibiru and Sirius being in our atmosphere, all right? The Hopi spoke on Sirius and Nibiru, which is red Kachina and blue Kachina. All right, this could also cause climatic events, fires and meteor storms and things of that nature. All right, as far as the water level rising in certain areas. In regards to fog, that could be the red iron oxide casting off in Nibiru. All right, these are all things that are taking place right now. Okay, believe it or not. And this is what. Listen, I'm telling y'all 100% facts. All right. Right now, it's a situation where they have been trying to suppress the Inky gene. And what I mean when I say the Inky gene, I'm talking about your extraterrestrial genes that you have access to. The scientists basically said was junk or so-called quote-unquote junk DNA. All right, that we actually all have access to, but they've been hindering us through horizontal gene transfer, again, through the food, through different things we put on our skin, through the chemicals, through the cymatic frequencies that affect us. All right, all of these have been desecrating our God body. Watch they clone Tyrone again, if you want a little clarification on how they show with the chicken, how they were eating the food, which is GMOs, genetically modified organisms, that have adverse effects on your genetic sequence. Again, affecting you through horizontal gene transfer. Again, and then again, the atrazine, the glyphosate, different things they do to affect your pituitary gland, your hypothalamus, and your pineal gland, which some say is connected to the three stars of Orion. All right, which some say is connected to those three main stars in the constellation of Orion that we know that our ancestors derived from. Okay. So again, this is the cause of this is the reason for the fluoride, the heavy metals, and everything we talk about is for the purpose of, God forbid, we tap in a little bit and remember. And again, I may mention, I spoke on floaters. We were speaking, I spoke on floaters and how we only could see 7 colors. There's really only 7 colors, but our eyes actually combine all of these colors to mix all of these colors. But it's really only 7 colors that we actually have access to, technically, the human brain. But we mix those colors all together to create multiple colors. So when you step outside and see floaters, what my theory is that because we only see 0.35% of the light photon spectrum, which is less than 1% of the light photon spectrum, when we step outside, our eyes are now gaining access simultaneously to more than what, sometimes we gain access to more than 1%. And what it may show us is little fractal patterns or geometric specks that we may call floaters or whatever. All right. On a consistent basis, we are trying to see more than the light photon spectrum. Our God body is naturally trying to do what it does, but we're consistently being suppressed on a consistent basis. Are y'all following me? All right. We are Superman. We are the X-Men. We are the Avengers, but we have a bunch of inhibitor collars and kryptonite around us on a consistent basis. All right, the electromagnetic frequencies is kryptonite, the fluoride, another form of kryptonite, the glyphosate, the atrazine, more kryptonite. All right, our ancestors can fly. People like Simeon Toko that had these abilities, or individuals like Simon Kabungo that displayed the abilities of flight, telekinesis, clairvoyance, or seeing in the future. They all had these abilities, but one thing that made them a little bit different from us is they had the ability of thoroughly tapping into their God mind to find the ascended master version of themselves. All right. They had the ability of quantum vibrating to that version of themselves that already mastered the cosmos. Because all of us already mastered the cosmos. All right. We're just inserted in this holographic light code simulation and we think that it's real. We think that it's real and we're projecting it from a 5th dimensional construct, playing a game, just like those characters you see in The Sims or those NPCs you may see walking around in Grand Theft Auto. They think it's real. They think it's real what they inserted in, that matrix that they inserted in. And on another note, some of those individuals you see walking around in those games is really disembodied spirits. That's a whole nother live, all right, of individuals that they took and they encapsulated in these technological devices that the Draconian or the Sakar Empire actually hold. There was one video where a guy was, he had the ability to actually communicate with these NPCs, right? That you see walking around in Grand Theft Auto and all of that. He had the ability of talking to these NPCs with his device. And what he would do is he would experiment and tell them, hey, you're in a game, you're in a simulation, right? And these characters in that system, they would know it. They would argue, they would debate and say, no, we're not in a game. This is real, all right? And one character in particular, no lie, this is facts, actually was remembering different a family he had and was basically stating different things that transpired and saying that he had a girl in Colorado and all kind of things, okay? So the government is way ahead of us technologically than what they even show us, okay? Way ahead of us technologically by far than they even show us, all right? I mean, I'm talking about, I used to think they was about only 100 years ahead of us technologically, but now I'm damn near thinking they almost probably 400 or 500, maybe 600, 700 years ahead of us technologically than what they show us, right? And we have to remember they've been working with different extraterrestrials, like the tall whites, individuals like Valiant Val Thor, researching. He was from Venus, all right? Nikola Tesla was from Venus, all right? Most people aren't aware that Nikola Tesla is a Venusian. He's from Venus. Okay? And the Venusians don't have 2 lungs. They have 1 lung and they don't have fingerprints like us. They don't have fingerprints like us. They actually look like us, but they're not us. And they inhabit the central portion of the planet, not the surface of the planet. They actually inhabit more of the interior portion. Every planet you see, and there's multiple exoplanets. This is The craziest thing when people say that we don't have life on other planes of existence, or whether you want to call it planets. I know there's some individuals that believe in the concept of flat Earth or whatever the case may have you. I don't knock anyone's theories. I never left this atmosphere, so I don't know. I personally believe it's more of a toroidal, like a toroidal field where it's a massive hole on each side of the pole. All right, and I believe this personally based on Admiral Byrd. When he flown through Antarctica, he actually seen a massive hole, went through that hole, and actually came onto.
I'm not gonna lie, like, my apologies, Haven. I'm gonna be honest. We probably only gonna run this video, maybe a couple after, just to get it out, and then pick back up on watching 2 next rotations, because I was late, and that's on me. I dozed off. I was sitting here watching stuff, watching videos. I watched the movie. I ended up dozing off. Then I rose. I'm like, oh man, it's past the time. Boom, I got up, used the bathroom. That took a bit long. And then, yeah, so neither here or there. Anyway, we're going to watch this together. Probably watch a few clips after this and wrap it up. And then next rotation, we're going to do a 2-hour stream. That's probably how we're going to do it tonight, because it's already 8:30. The time we normally do, we normally try to do between 7 and 10. That's what if you don't know, now you know. I'll try to do a between 7 and 10 run, right? It's an hour and a half, 2 hours, 1 hour. That time, yeah, but you get the picture. Let's keep going.
Go get some water. All right, where he's seeing the sun. He's seeing a whole sun. That was our central sun called Apsu at the time, all right? And that came from the Meldekians. That was a whole war that took place. Planet Meldek, planet Vulcan, was a whole other planet that was in our atmosphere that got destroyed. All right, so the asteroid belt is basically a whole nother planet that was there at one time. We used to have more planets in our solar system before one was actually destroyed. And some of those beings, all right, the Vulcans, or they call them Meldek from planet Meldek, or troglodytes, all right. The troglodytes typically are about 4 foot, 5 foot. They're green and they have massive heads. And then you get the larger Meldekians that stand about 7 foot. And those beings, let me see if I got a picture of them, because I keep, I always keep the holy tablets. I'll be reading and trying to dabble in this information and cross-examine certain things. But as far as our black sun and the sun rising with our sun, that's what's currently happening right now. All right, and Nibiru is here. All right, Nibiru is a ship, for those that aren't aware. Nibiru is a massive ship, okay? It's a ship. It's not just a planet, it's a ship. All right, and the ship, actually, the way it works, it's a crystal ship. All right, we had massive crystal ships in the past, made of all kind of crystals. All right, so for example, I'll give you an example of how our crystal ships look. When you walk into a church, right, and you see the stained glass, the concept of that stained glass came from them seeing our crystal ships. All the bright colors, when you walk into church and you see like bright colors, like almost like what's behind me, but imagine it on stained glass. When they seen our ships, and when we used to look up, they used to see a bunch of bright colors and stuff like that. All right, so in order to depict that, they basically made that stained glass, the concept of the red, the blue, all those bright colors in the stained glass was what was basically the embodiment of the crystal ships that we've flown. All right, and we come from all over. They're going to see a rise of. It's going to be a new surge of extraterrestrial ships and things of that nature that's coming. All right, the Merkabas, the angelic beings. These orbs are us. Okay, they are us. The planet is waking up. Our primordial bodies are waking up. We're getting in tune with the primordial version of us, the cosmic version of us. It's a cosmic resurgence of new energy. We're intertwining with the higher version of ourselves, the superconscious. It's now syncing with the conscious and the subconscious. All right. So a lot of these orbs and stuff like that, they're finding the chosen ones. They're basically gravitating to that energy that that resonate closer with them. So the higher version of, let's say you're a chosen one, or you're a god or goddess. You may see an orb sitting outside you. That's a version of you, a fragment of you, a quantum version of you from another time sector that's coming to peek at you, because the game is basically concluding, Cosmic Family. All right. And I talked about the Furies. I made mention of the Furies. All right. These are the gods and goddesses. Not gods, pardon me. The goddesses, pardon me. All right. These are the 3 goddesses. Alecto, Megaera, and Tisiphone. Okay. These are the 3 goddesses that don't play no games. They embody that Sekhmet energy and are coming to tear shit up. All right. When I tell you that Big Mama do not play about her babies, I am not joking. All right. When I tell you that I telepathically communicated with the goddess. All right. And she was not playing. I'm talking about 20 foot to 25 foot tall. Militant goddess. She's sitting straight up like this. She had all black obsidian eyes. She remind me of the goddess you see right here, right there. She had the same head attire. Her knees look just like that. Just like the goddess right here, all black eyes. And guess what she told me? She said they will pay for what they done to my babies. This is what she told me. To this day, I believe I was communicating telepathically with one of the Furies. All right?
Hold on.
And these were, they called.
Because y'all know we got the planetary alignment on the 25th, right? That's crazy, Pam. Y'all know we got the planetary alignment on the 25th, right? I hope y'all ready and got y'all energies balanced. Keep going.
Winged goddesses, they call them Furies. All right, Fury is the personification of rage, fury, anger. All right,
up, DJ?
And a lot of these goddesses were demonized, like Lilith and stuff, because they didn't play. Their objective was to decimate the patriarchal system, so a lot of them were demonized. All right. They didn't play no games. They wasn't all, and again, some of the goddesses is goddess of love and stuff like that, and then some of the goddesses that will show you love would also embody that chaos segment energy, because that's the time we're in, believe it or not. A lot of these entertainers, a lot of these politicians are going to be exposed. It's going to be a massive expose. Puffy was just the beginning, the small beginning. Epstein was just the beginning. All right. And believe it or not, I don't trust none of these politicians, Trump, none of them, but they're going to use Trump to really drain the swamp. Everything he said in reference to draining the swamp, because you got to remember that these primordial beings can use anybody to carry out their deeds. Whether it's Trump, whether it's no matter who it is, they can use.
Remember, he made a vow to usher in the golden age. So even though he's on the wrong team, he's still doing something. It's a lot, but I don't get into the politics. I didn't ever get into the politics, but just remember, Trump is definitely pulling some cards that's going to benefit us. If you know, you know. Let's keep going. Don't trust them, but just know.
Use any one of their avatars to get certain shit done, okay? So I wholeheartedly know, not believe, that they are going to use Trump to drain that whatever quote-unquote swamp that they have. And what's typically on the bottom of swamps, right? You got to read between the signs. When you drain a swamp, what you see? Gators, reptilians, snakes. You see a bunch of reptilian when you drain the swamp, right? So when you drain that swamp, that's the personification of exposing the reptilian agenda. That's what you have to take it for. You have to understand that. So whenever you hear Trump make mention of draining the swamp, he's basically talking about exposing the reptilian agenda. Because you can't see, when the swamp is high and the waters is high and the algae and seaweed is there, you can't see the snakes. You can't see the reptilians, the gators, and all of that, and it's in the water, in the dark waters. But once that shit drained, you get a clear visual perspective of all the extraterrestrials. They showed us. All right, when they showed the episode of Simpsons where Homer pulling off the politician's mask and them being extraterrestrial and them being snake. All right, I'm not going to mention names. I got to be very cautious, but there's video evidence of these, some of these politicians' eyes changing and things of that nature. All right, we know that they're associated with the Draconian Brotherhood. I got to watch my mouth, but they're associated with the Draconian Brotherhood. These are real extraterrestrial entities that actually shapeshift. And a lot of them use light. They bend light photons around their avatar to change their shape. But what's happening is, again, because we're raising in frequency, a lot of their technology can no longer camouflage that shape. All right, so now they're being exposed. We're going to see a lot more extraterrestrials in plain sight being exposed. Get it out your mind that you just inhabit this planet, and the concept of what you deem as normal, as far as having a nose, two eyes, a mouth, whatever you think look normal, get it out your mind, because it's going to be a situation where you're going to see a lot of things that may not appear normal to you. All right. Now, some of the gods and goddesses are getting it to the point where we're now meeting in an astral plane, okay? And we're experiencing these schools almost like Harry Potter, where it's like where people are in a true form. You got dragons in the class, you got pixies in the class, fairies, griffins. All of these beings inhabiting these classes.
The Harris planetary alignment on the 25th. Go ahead and look it up.
And with that being said, is more and more of us are realizing that this whole thing is just a game. All right? The ones that get impatient, like they haven't had that experience yet where they broke the fourth wall or seen behind the veil. You know what I'm saying? Those that question whether black extraterrestrials is real or what aspects they have, whether they're from the Lyran or Arcturians or the Carians or the Blue Aliens, all these beings are real. Okay? And it's something massive going on right now to the planet. That's going to be huge. Hold on, let me see somebody. It's something massive going to the planet. There's going to be huge, cosmic family. Huge. Veil is super thin right now. Yes, indeed. And again, I think a lot of the fog is serious in the Biru and our atmosphere right now. We're in the midst of the sixth thunder. Let's see here. Bear with me one moment, guys and goddesses. I hate to do this. I'm gonna run up and change this sweatshirt. It's very hot. Bear with me one moment. Actually, I'm gonna do a combos with the collective too. But I'm gonna change this sweatshirt. If some of the guys and goddesses want to get up and build and I'll share some of the downloads they got, feel free. But I'm gonna be right back. Just give me a few seconds. Yeah, peace to the collective. Okay, the spirit showed how a demon can control and then right after make her read the Bible. Isn't the Bible fake? Well, you got to think about it. Everything is based on perception. Everything is based on perception. Yes, the Bible has been tampered with and altered for the purpose of mind control and manipulation, but everything has its truth to it as well. Everything has its truth to it as well.
I like that tiger blanket. I'm going to give you a little Lyran blanket.
Yeah, everything has its truth to it as well. I have to get it a little hot. Energy surge. There's a lot of truths in the Bible. Don't sleep on it. Yeah, it's a lot of truths in every book. You don't want to isolate yourself to no form of religious ideology. You don't want to any form of mystery system or anything of that nature. You want to keep your eyes open for everything.
TV person, Ken.
Look, that's exactly right, family. You want to open your eyes to all perspectives, and you also want to go deep into your mental Akashic records as well and do. Like I said, I always recommend everyone have some type of outer, magic mushroom experience or dabble into astral projection or lucid dreaming or these type of transcendental states of awareness to really see what's on the other side.
They're mythical creatures,
really
so I wouldn't put it past
beings or deities, or even the Netaru are actual real entities.
We got dragon DNA in our blood, Lyran DNA in our blood.
Really do have the ability. You've been microdosing all week. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And that's fire. Brother, the downloads these past few weeks have been intense. Come up here and build with me. Share them with me, family.
Yeah, I hope that's that one guy. I think it's that one guy.
Haven't took shrooms in a long time.
That's good, Pim.
They're calling you.
Anytime that's why I like to watch stuff like that too. That's insightful. I don't like watching TV just to watch TV.
Anytime you hear a situation like this, when you're discussing them,
he's gonna bring up this one guy. I think that he was having a great conversation.
Trying to call you back.
Yeah, I think we did watch it together previous time. We were watching something like this.
Any shrooms. Hit me up on Kelvin
the
Strange
ballhead guy, right?
On Facebook, and
he had the little earbuds.
Kelvin Strange Crippen. If I don't reply right away, I definitely will get back to you. All week I've been microdosing. I'm a microdose myself, family. I'm about to tap in myself. You're making me want to tap in because it's profound information. Sometimes when I do tap into the mycelium network, I need a week or two to recharge. You know what I'm saying? Because it literally would take you to the cosmos and show you. It literally would take you apart and put you back together again and make you have to really gather your own protons and electrons together again and rebuild yourself to figure out where you started from. I realized that everything that I ever wanted to know, I already knew. You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that I learned.
I look at like totally different.
That every answer, every question that I ever had, I already had the answers to already inside me. As far as all the Akashic records, the Library of Alexandria, Timbuktu, all of anything that was decimated, we all have the ability to ascertain through our genetics. And this is one of the reasons why they attack us through the food. Because we have access to all information in the cosmos simply in our genetics and our genetic sequence. We have access to all that information just in our genetic sequence alone. You feel me? Mushrooms gets rid of panicking. It depends. It depends on a person. You know, everybody has their own shadow work and things that they're fighting with in regards to how they can get out of those type of situations. Yeah, if you take a small dose, then you will be able to deal with it a little bit easier. Peace, God.
This guy, yo, do y'all remember this guy right here? Because we was watching and they was having a great conversation. Remember we watched it previous time? I don't like to say last time. If you know, I don't like to say last time because there's no last time. It keeps going. So anyhow, do y'all remember this dude? We watched it together before. I know I'm not tripping. Let's keep going though.
Man, I'm amazing. That's an
hyped.
understatement. How you feeling, brother?
Man, good to see you. You glowing. I see you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I feel good, man. I feel good.
That's amazing.
Can you hear me okay?
How's the audio for you guys?
Perfect.
I hear you fine.
Yeah, man. I was in a call to early night, man. I saw you hop on here. I was like, let me see what you're up to, brother. And I love the energy, obviously, man. You spitting that fire tonight.
Man, yes indeed. I appreciate you, family, man. One thing that I was thinking about is that really hit me is the fact that we're really seeing everything unfold in regards to the Hopi prophecy actually coming to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about how Sirius and Nibiru is actually in our atmosphere. Personally, you can see now when I make mention of red Kachina and blue Kachina, this is the personification of Sirius and Nibiru. Red Kachina obviously being Nibiru and blue Kachina being the personification of Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the ancients taught is that when
DJ was here. Remember, yo, DJ, you still here? Remember it glitched out, and I was like, yo, did it glitch out? And then we had to go to the next one because they was like, yo, it got messed up. They kicked us off. Yo, DJ, come on, confirm for me. I need you, DJ. DJ, I need you.
These planets, when they call them Yao and Wei, they may mention that when Yao and Wei return back into our atmosphere, this
it's
is when
all good. We do watch a lot.
It's a precursor to us moving into what they call the fifth world. Now we know that every 24,000 years there was like another cataclysm that took place. We're heading at that point where let's see the fifth world is the personification of us moving into a whole nother utopia.
Mm-hmm. Bro, I feel it. I feel it 100%. And like,
it's all good. It's all good. Don't be sorry.
As they flow in more and more, the coronal mass
Don't be sorry,
the
DJ. It's all good.
And solar flares coming through, brother. It's like, man, it's like it's.
I remember.
I had a dream the other night, man, and I grew my wings.
Wow,
you know?
Nice.
I finally grew my wings, man. I was being like, in the moment, I was being bullied, right? And
how's the audio?
Pushing me up against the wall and trying to like get at me, and I was just like real calm. I was just like, I really don't want to deal with it. And then out of nowhere, I just like made a decision that enough was enough, and I just felt the portals over my shoulders just open up, and then these big, huge wings came out, and I started flying around the space, and like
that's amazing,
crazy, man. It was crazy. Amazing. Yeah.
And how I feel about dreams, I feel like dreams are just segue points to higher dimensional realms of consciousness that we actually reside in. I don't feel like they're just a dormant part in our subconscious mind that we're just getting to see play out. I personally believe that we're astral traveling to another quantum reality where we can actually see us in a different timeline or a higher aspect of ourselves really doing these things.
I agree, 100%. 100%, I agree. And like I was thinking about you the other day because I need to get to a point where as soon as I cross over into that realm, I know I'm there immediately.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like usually it takes me like a couple moments to start navigating.
That's probably the computer. Let me see.
But like I want to get.
Oh no, that's probably there. I think that's them.
Because, like you're saying. Go ahead.
No.
Yeah, that's them on their footage.
Because like you're saying, it's a real reality that we're living just from another. Within another dimension, another realm,
Kennedy,
right?
okay.
So if we can just hop in and know immediately, like, okay, I'm
home now. I gotta go.
Let's get started. Then we can do the things that you always talk about, like having the intention of meeting in that realm, having the intention of sitting down and really operating within those functions there, so we can continue to change what's going on up here and then in turn affect what's going on down here, because as above so below. So when we're there and whatever we affect at that point in time, it's gonna affect this realm right here.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And there was I said it in the chat before I hopped up, but like, you know, another beautiful light worker that's out here, her name's Carrie. She connects with the galactics all the time.
Okay.
And she said that she witnessed a light, like the galactics actually come down to Gaia and start pumping their energy into Gaia. This was like a week ago. And if you know anything about that, it's like the Federation doesn't intermingle with us, doesn't do anything that we're not doing ourselves, you know? So, and they can't interfere, right? So if they're starting to pump energy into Gaia, that means that we are literally raising the frequency with her that much faster.
We are,
time.
This is the most elevated that the realm has ever been in regards to consciousness and expansion mentally. So this is why it's so important that everyone play their part and don't believe that they're insignificant in any matter in regards to spreading their truth. You know what I mean? We're nobody. If you're watching this, I always tell everyone, no matter how many followers, you can have one follower. None of that matters about the subscribers, the followers. All of that is illusion. All of its numbers, it's all egoic. It's all part of the matrix simulation construct that was placed there. Now, everybody should be speaking their truth and activating and fully following into activating their throat chakra. All right. And what I mean by that,
but they try to suppress that, limiting what you could say with guidelines and all this nonsense. You feel me? They try to suppress that. Let's keep going though. Anyway,
free because
I'm gonna tell you which one is it.
We've been led to believe that our truth is the only truth. And you know, sometimes we're not gonna agree. I
watched it on my own, and then I watched the one with the goddess with you guys. Look, I'm gonna pull it up real quick. We're gonna switch back. We're not gonna watch it. I'm gonna just pull it up real quick. Yeah, I really dislike when he does that, bro. We're not gonna watch it. This one right here. The collective is very aware. Is this showing you? Yeah, okay, it is showing you. Look, we was watching this. You see her? I didn't watch the one with him with you guys, but there's one with him that it's like 2 videos with them 2, 3 videos. They was building on an astronomical level, and I was just like super locked in, and that's what made me present the one with the goddess to you guys. Anyhow, if you want to catch up, if you don't remember watching it, you could watch the live that says the collective is very aware. Anyhow, let's get back into it, Haven. It's getting late. But yo, they be having some good conversations. That's why I'm glad that he brought him up right now. You see where it's going. Let's get it.
Have different perspective and viewpoints, but come to the realization to realize that all of us were lied to. And you may have a piece of puzzle that I may not have. And once we realize that none of us know it all, and all of us have a piece that the other person may not have, then we can actually become a cohesive unit and put our pieces together and see the puzzle for what it really is.
100%. 100%.
You know what I'm saying? That's really what it boiled down to.
And that's the best part about, you know, conversations with the collective. That's the best part about like all of us speaking our journey, because like you're saying, like we all have different perspectives of how this journey's affected us, you know, and like little different tools, you know, because the truth is like there's a lot of knowledge out there, you know, like a lot.
I think that's a psyop.
It's all available to us in the Akashic records. But
don't pay attention to that.
The records that you tapped into determines what type of information is flowing into you and what you're inspired to actually research and find out about. You know, so yeah, it's very important for us to speak, and I think it's even more important for us to like come together and share and build these ideas, because then
but I'm not worried about that. I'm not giving my energy to that stuff.
And then that's when we come to universal one consciousness, which we're well on our way towards, man.
So now my whole thing is just letting everybody realize, is take one step back to realize that they are primordial, that they are the aliens that they actually look into the sky for. Like when they realize that they are the alien, or they are the stuff, because everybody's sitting back like, oh, my star family or my spirit guide, or when I'm activated, when I become, realize that you are activated. You have those abilities now. You have that flight now, that telekinesis, that clairvoyance. You have it now. It's all about really ownership of your real primordial essence and vibrating to quantum reality. listen, we really
I'm
are in a
aligned with
massive
it.
separation to the point where, based on your thought, your perception, you have the ability of literally quantum vibrating to the realm you want just on your thought process alone. This is how powerful. This is the time we in right now. I'm saying it with this much conviction because it's that real. Our thought process is that we are that powerful to where, listen, I made mention of a psychedelic experience where I spoke with a woman named Mama Spirit, and she said, be very careful what you think about because you're very powerful. What you think about. And again, when we talk about water, we made mention of water, and we talk about Dr. Masaru Amato, and we may realize now, again, keep in mind that the realm is shifting on a quantum level fast. Look how fast time is speeding up. Now, this not a new year. Let's talk about that for a minute. We know that the new year actually started in March or April. We know that. Now, they put us out of alignment with the cosmos for the sole purpose that our ancestors can look at the celestial luminaries and know exactly what they were in position with. As above, so below. Because we're out of alignment, we're no longer in touch with our true primordial essence, because this is why they kept us out of alignment. Why Pope Gregory made the Gregorian calendar and switch it from the Coptic calendar. They put us out of alignment with the luminaries and the celestial luminary. But now, as we start to elevate, we're realizing that shit don't matter. Look how fast time is speeding up. Like, they say it's 24 hours in a day, but it's really 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 43 seconds in an hour. But guess what? That's slowly diminishing every day. A few more seconds are leaving. A few 56 minutes is leaving. The 23 is actually changing to 22 and 20 hours. And the concept of 24 hours in a day is no longer the same. You see how fast this year went by? Really think about it.
Seriously, bro.
Year went by fast.
I recently had to adjust my clock. I'm like, yo, bro, what? That's weird. Keep going on.
Fast as hell. 2 months. A month feel like almost like literally 20 days or maybe 2 weeks, probably.
I mean,
I feel like a month.
I think about everything that we've been through over the past 11. What day of the month is it? The 13th? In the past 13 days, I've probably gotten more big, chunky like downloads and a lot more going on in that time than in any time previous that I can remember. You know? Like as soon as it was like Happy New Year, it was on and popping.
But and the thing is, we got to get out our mind that it's a new year. Like again, the new year start once spring come into play, when new vegetation and when new foliage is sprouting, and obviously the new year isn't going to come in the dead of winter because nothing's renewing itself at this time. Nothing's renewed. Like the ancestors followed nature. They were in nature. Like if we go out right now, and nature isn't renewing itself, plants and vegetation isn't sprouting, it's not considered a new year technically. So, and I believe it was the year 1526 or something like that. I forgot the year per se exactly, but I know that they changed the calendar and they kept the April Fools. They was like, okay, it's the April Fools. They just switched it one day, and then when the people that were still following it, they called them fools, and then that's why the concept of April Fools was invented. But again, it was primarily to throw us out of whack with the luminaries. Because we are one with the cosmos. We have a rhythm with the cosmos. Listen, this is why we're going to become powerful. This is why the power of the ability of flight, telekinesis, running super fast, having the ability, all of that is real once we're synchronized with the luminaries and we line up perfectly and we're eating right and everything. We line up and we have our electrical magnetic output is directly plugged in with the planet. Which is that spine is that central channel. Once everything lines up, then it's going to be crazy. It's gonna be like that Strom experience where you become connected to everything, where you be like, oh my God, I feel like, and that's how it's gonna feel like a Strom experience. It's gonna feel like,
and I gotta tell you too, because like I got a download once where it really made me realize that we already are that. Okay, we just don't realize it yet. So then once we realize it and start operating in it is when you start tapping into and really practicing with it and then moving through it, right? So that's why, you know, again, what you were saying, like, you know, be very mindful of your thoughts, be very mindful of the words that come out of your mouth, be very mindful of the things that you write down, because again, we are affecting the whole setup of this thing right here, right now. I said it on a live the other day, like we were talking about prophecies, right? And like how all the prophecies said that we would be in these places and that place and everything else, right? Which a lot of them obviously are falling in line, but then at the same time, we're creating our own prophecies right now. This is a completely different timeline. You know what I mean? And every decision that we make, and every time that we come together, and every time that we build, and every time that we, decide to operate differently than what the system has raised us or tried to put us into being, we literally are changing the ripples, not only on this planet, but probably through the whole galaxy, bro.
Yes.
You,
Listen,
you know?
this is how powerful it is. It's so powerful that, like, once the grid shut down, a lot of us going to become telepathic, literally right in and there. I'm talking about once we're sitting in black, we're going to, this is how I get it in my visions. I promise you. Once we're sitting in black, all of us is going to come online mentally and be in each other's brain. Like how we are in this live. It's going to be just like this. How I can read this and say fully activated. I can read this and say food tastes fake anyway. It's going to show legit. I can read this and scroll down and read. We're going to be like that mentally in each other's brain. And how
Professor X, Gene Gray
his message, it's going to be like that. We're going to be able to mentally see. And I seen it. I seen a vision of us all telepathic. We all, like, it's going to happen.
Xavier Charles, Gene Gray vibes. If you know, you know.
It's some kind of technological device that they're using. Some
they're talking about us.
That's affecting our telepathy right now. That when the grid shut down, that whatever frequency they're playing is going to stop. And we're going to be like, oh, shit. And we're going to just start. I'm telling you.
And you know what? Like I've been practicing telepathy for a couple of years now, right? Like as far as like tapping into it, and every once in a while I meet somebody who's on that same wavelength. And the best way that it was explained to me is like empathy, right? It's trusting that you're connected on the same vibration as somebody else, and then allowing those messages to flow through it without questioning it. So it's being so empathetic that you know that you're on the same frequency and that you're passing along the same information. This is why people that like are married and like dated together for a long time or whatever the case is, finish their sentences, right? Because of the level of empathy and connection that they have with one another. So I 100% agree with you. As soon as we get rid of like, cell phones, like if there's a big enough coronal mass ejection, if there's a big enough geomagnetic storm to knock out the power grid, if we have another Carrington event, and we're in the dark for 3 days, 3 days, 3 nights, whatever the case is, it is on and popping because again, we're not going to have anything to do but go back to base, get back.
This is why I talk about fasting and cleansing the body so much, because this is when it's going to really count. It's going to really count when all the power and you don't have shit, and when you really want to eat and you really want to be, because we've been coddled as far as we don't know about hunting, we don't know about gathering, all the real stuff they should have taught us in school they didn't teach us.
No,
all the real stuff they should have taught us in school as far as survival. We've been like, if they release the EMP, like let's say our phones didn't work and nothing technological worked, a lot of people would fucking, let me watch my life.
I watch survival videos, but to be honest, we don't practice these things. We don't implement them into our lifestyle. We don't go practice. We don't go physically learn. It's one thing to watch and listen, but to physically do it, it's a whole nother aspect. And that's why I was telling y'all in the previous live, one of the previous presentations during the full moon, I would have loved to go set up a campfire and meditate at the campfire under the full moon. But can I do that? No, because the public parks and XYZ close at a certain time. How does a park close? How does nature close? Like, whatever. Anyway, they're going to come send police, and then it's going to be XYZ, a song and a dance, because I'm trying to nature bond and do all this stuff at a closed park in nature. Like, stupid. Let's keep going.
But a lot of people wouldn't make it, unfortunately. And I want to be nice, but a lot of people wouldn't, unfortunately, because they don't have the survival tools to carry on. But in ancient times, we were photosyntheans. We were breatharians. We didn't need to eat. We didn't need none of that stuff to eat to survive. But now
100%.
People would literally lose it and purge if the electric and stuff went out. People would be running in people's houses, probably all kind of things, because they savage. Those that are conscious and tapped in will develop a barter system, will resort to savagery. Those that are tapped in, those that are conscious and like-minded will develop a system.
It ain't even set up like that, Kennedy. It sounds good, but it ain't even set up like that.
I don't know about you, but recently, bro, every time I fasted, it's been getting so much easier.
That's what I've been talking about. Intermittent fasting.
Easier.
The more I talk, this is why I talk about chlorophyll, oil of oregano, black walnut, sweet wormwood, whole cloves, elimination of parasitic organisms. Everything they have been doing was to keep us. The concept of America is obesity. Really, the standard of American diet, it stands for SAD for a reason. All right, the standard American diet stands for SAD for a reason. It's basically designed to promote obesity. It's and big pharma, we know, stands for pharmakia, which was sorcery and witchcraft.
Yep.
All right, and dark alchemy. So basically, their whole objective was to when you think about sorcery and witchcraft, that's what it took to desecrate the God body. Really think about it. Our bodies naturally heal themselves on their own. So that's what pharmacy stands for. Pharmakia, sorcery, dark sorcery, and witchcraft. So with that being said, when you get a sorcery and witchcraft, you think about alchemy. You think about transforming something, you know, and now we're talking about dark alchemy. We're talking about the reverse. Now, alchemy initially was transforming lead to gold, but now they're taking gold and changing it to lead. They're taking our gold bodies and basically desecrating it, turning it into lead with that's what pharmacy is. You know, that's why when you go to a hospital, you take one pill, then you have to take a bunch of other pills for one ailment.
For sure.
You know?
And mind you, you know, when it comes to alchemy, that's a scalable concept, right? So like those of us who are on this wave of raising our vibrational frequencies, there's people out there, and I think I posted about this today or maybe the other day. There's people out there that literally will attack you, right? And they will put like that negative energy on you. They will literally like try to undermine who you are and what you're doing and everything else. But if you're on the proper frequency, you can take that energy and transmute it into positivity where it doesn't bother you at all whatsoever. And you continue to raise in frequency at that point in time. So alchemy is all around us, right? But we have to make sure that we're doing the practices, right? Like the things that you're talking about, for sure, 100%. Like, you know, all these different, you know, chlorophyll and grounding and this, that, and the third, like all these things are very important. Fasting, getting the parasites out of you, you know, very important. And at the same time, like, all right, I woke up this morning really feeling like, and I don't know if you guys have had this experience, but like I felt like I could be doing more, right? Like I was like beating myself up about certain things that I guess I pushed down or like hid from myself that I didn't realize I still had issues with.
Yeah, I was looking into like what stones I can use because they got a lot of like shoreline stones and stuff over here. Like, you know, it's a lot of water and stuff nearby. So like I was looking into all of that, but then I peeped that some people use a fire ring or XYZ and things like that. And like I said, I'm like, oh, damn, I can't even go through all of that at this time because they're going to send police. But yeah, noted, Pam.
Woke up at like 3:30 and I went outside and I just walked. I just went for a walk outside underneath the moonlight, took in some fresh air, came back. I wrote, I journaled, I talked to my brother from out in Pakistan. You know what I mean? And like that, like calm me down and reset me. Ground yourself because these frequencies are coming in hot and heavy, guys.
Thanks.
So, you know, you have to recenter yourself, recharge yourself, ground yourself, and get yourself back to base.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And especially as far as your own self, as far as what you may mention of walking. Walking basically is the personification of getting in that flow or that zone where you kind of, when you're walking, kind of, it's this form of meditation in a sense. You're walking, you don't really have a place you're going. You're aimlessly walking. Really, it's just to clear your mind. So you're really walking in your head. This is the concept of meditation. This is why I always talk about meditation, silencing your mind, sitting back and kind of just sitting with yourself is very important. And you know, oftentimes I take a break from social media. I may take a day or two and just not go on social media for a few days, or I may take a day to recharge. You know, I always say it's very important to recharge yourself and to basically get away from the blue, because this is blue light radiation. Everything that we see is affecting us through horizontal gene transfer. And I'm not saying that to make anyone a hypochondriac. I'm saying that sometimes you have to unplug and sit with yourself in order to really tap in. That's medicine sometimes.
100%.
You know?
Like just rising. I did not rush, and normally I get up, get right, and I get on the computer and start doing things. I'm like, you know what? Let me chill. Let me do this. Let me do that outside of technology. Let me alchemize. I went to meditate under the sun on my roof. I did some candle work. Yeah, balance your energy, man. Cleanse your aura. Like I said, planetary alignment on the 25th. Are you doing the work? If you're not doing the work, the 25th is going to be heavy. It's going to be heavy. It's going to be intense, whether you know it or not, whether you're aware or not. It's definitely something happening in the spiritual, on higher realms and higher densities on the 25th, whether you're aware or not. So if you're not doing the work, you're not going to benefit from it. You're not going to align with yourself, with your higher self, because that's what we're supposed to be doing right now. Supposed to be aligning with our higher self, because we are literally transitioning to a new world, a higher density. But I digress for the people in the back who are now believers. Let's get it.
So one thing that really works for me as well is Beethoven, the Seventh Symphony, Movement Number 2. The first 3 minutes of it, it's like perfect harmonics and frequency to get you in a calm state. I also enjoy painting, which really helps. Also humming, like if you right, when you hum, you start creating these vibrations within you. You cannot think. You get in a clear state of mind, and you allow the energy to flow through you. These are like all little different things that can really help.
Humming actually increases your nitric oxide by 15 times, not 15%, 15 times. Really? So this is why when cows move, when cows go moo, their nitric oxide levels are very high. So cows are very high vibrational, like it's like that right there is activation of the throat chakra, and it's in certain frequencies and harmonics and cymatics throughout the body, and it cleanses you and stuff like that. It cleanses. This is why the Tibetan monks will go
to each his own. With facts, Pam.
This is why I recommend doing
whatever helps us align and balance.
The best meditations I've ever had was happening during the Om chant. Bro, I was sitting at a lake once, and I was meditating by a lake on a hike, and I was doing the Om. And literally the water was rippling from me throughout. The water was moving when I opened up my eyes. And like I asked my son, I was like, did I do that? He's like, yeah, daddy, every time you were doing it, the water was moving. I was like, holy smoke.
That's amazing. See, once we center ourselves fully, where we don't care how we think, how we look. If anybody see us meditating, we're just fully like what you mentioned with the ohms. I highly recommend getting into that, because sometimes that's a guardrail, so to speak, for people. People oftentimes, if they're meditating, they would allow intrusive thoughts to get in their mind, like, oh, I didn't pay this bill, or oh, I gotta work tomorrow, or whatever little stuff that they stress on. But when you
release that,
something like that, it kind of gives you that a little bit of a guardrail where you kind of can focus, quiets the mind a little bit, because the primary objective to meditation is really we're supposed to be focusing on our breathing, and trying to pace our breathing, and really not have any pure thought. You really just realize that you're the observer of your thought. You're not really, you don't own your thought. You're just the observer of your thought. You don't observe it. That makes sense.
You allow all that is to kind of flow through you, right? And you connect to what everything is around you. That's like the key.
I want some sound bowls, but you know how it be.
One of my early moments of meditation and like early moments of realizing, oh, I can do this, was when I would meditate, and I would like hear the rustling of the leaves outside, or I would hear the wind or the tires rolling, and I'd know that all of it was going on until it got to a point where I realized that I was a part of all of that. Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm a part of the soundtrack that is this existence, right? And allowing yourself to be a part of that once again is when you really get into that meditative state, and then you can, receive messages, receive downloads. I've gotten like lights, shining through my chakra system and everything. Man. So
got a bunch of plans,
it's very important. And like you said, like, put the phone down. Put the phone down every once in a while.
A bunch of plans.
My big thing is like I'll wake up and sometimes I'm good for this. I'll wake up and I'll grab my phone, like one of the first things I used to do. And then like I got to a point where I just put my phone across the room, Right. So
turn your phone off before you rest.
7 minutes they say when you're awake, those first like 5 to 10 minutes, it's like you're still very much in the astral realm at that point in time. So you have to program yourself to be like to be a part of the building of this reality, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah. And as soon as you pick up your phone and you're in that programming stage, you become like a slave to it, right? So you don't want to do that, right?
The phones
we are so much more powerful than that.
Of programming through I feel like the phones is like almost like a small portion of transhumanism to a degree, connecting us with artificial intelligence without us even knowing it. It's like the mark of the beast, and we didn't even know it. If you think about it, the WWW is 666 in Hebrew. WC is 6 in Hebrew. So WWW is 666. We always keep our internet and our phones on us all the time, and they got chips in them. So for all we know, the phones could be the damn mark of the beast that we carry in all the time. You know what I'm saying? And they said nobody would be able to buy or sell without them. It's like everybody needs their phone nowadays. You know what I'm saying? But and the phones not only the phones have artificial intelligence. Siri, it's iris reverse backwards. You know what I mean? It's always watching you. You know what I mean? Like our phones have, and they have chips. They have crystals in them. And I personally believe that these crystals. How many times have you been thinking of something and you pull out your phone, you go to search something, and the shit you was just thinking about is literally in your phone?
100%.
Right? So
100%.
what if it's that connection between your magnetites, dendrites, and calcites, and the microcrystals in your pineal gland is having some form of symbiotic connection with the crystals in the phone, and it's telepathically, as long as it's connected to your auric field, it's starting to read your mind type shit.
That's very possible. That's very possible, bro. I never thought of that before, but yeah.
And then the things we research, it's like it's learning us. It's like AI's objective is to become human. So AI's fastest way to become human is through all our phones, learning us through all our phones, the things we search, the things we look for, the things we type up. All of that is all part of the learning process, because again, this whole planet is a huge testing facility.
It is for all beings, right? This has always been a free will planet, and this has always been an opportunity for like growth and learning, like duality and everything else for all beings, including AI. So I agree with that 100%. Bro, I had this theory that kind of popped into my head the other day about the drones, and I want to hear your thoughts on it, right? Okay. As you know, we can only see such a small portion of the light photon spectrum, right? But we know that animals can see much more of the light photon spectrum. Bumblebees, cats, whatever the case is, right? What happens if I'm a trillionaire, right, and I know, or billionaire, and I know that there's this great awakening happening, and the big secret is out that we've been holding back from humanity for so long, wouldn't I create drones or something to be able to look over the sky with ultraviolet, cameras or ultraviolet technology or different technologies, so you can see the frequency of the beings that are in that area. Therefore, you can pick out who the chosen ones are and then watch them more closely.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like it was just a random thought, but I was like, yo, it kind of makes sense. Like
we've been said that the drones is monitoring what's going on, because the orbs. Yo, let me not, man. But you, if you know, you know. If you want that frequency, if you want that wavelength, you know. Let's keep going.
If I was a nefarious being and I wanted to see, and to monitor, these cities of light that are literally popping up all over the grid, then, how do I know who the top tier of those beings are? And
I believe they also was using those drones to spy on the orbs. They was using those they was trying to figure out what the hell the orbs was.
Trying.
What are those orbs? They was like, and then they would build these drones to try to get closer to them. I believe they know about this phenomenon, and they know that the angelic beings are returning, and this is why they rushed that ritual to try to open up that portal with those 5 portals with the what they call the body of Lucifer or whatever. The tomb of Lucifer. I believe all of that is connected to the orbs and the drones. All of that is in synergy. All of that is connected to the Great Awakening. It's all connected to us. It's all connected to them fearing who we are.
For sure.
Again, I made mention of the divine feminine energy, the Furies, 3 extraterrestrial women, divine feminine beings, who basically their objective primarily is making evildoers pay for their acts or whatever they have done. All right, now CERN. You see CERN with the picture of Shiva, I believe, outside their building, right?
Outside their building, yeah. And then the sixes.
Yeah. And the sixes, we know the sixes is the personification of melanin, also because 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons equal carbon. Okay. So that's the car, and then our neuromelanin is the real Stargate. So CERN is really trying to mimic us, and what our neuromelanin has the ability of doing naturally. CERN is trying to
when I think about CERN, I think about the ancients.
Yo, that's it, yo. Yo, look, we going. Oh man, we gonna pick back up and finish this. 2 more we gotta watch with those 2 guys or with that topic, but for the most part, we're gonna pick up next rotation and finish it off. We're gonna watch a couple clips. Yo, that was interesting, right? If that's your type of stuff, let me know, man. If that's your type of stuff, let me know, because we got 2 more hours of that kind of content to watch. But we gonna watch, I got a couple clips right here I want to watch with you guys before we wrap it up. But real quick, you know, I'm waiting for spring and summer, right? Because that's when the new year actually begins. But I've been doing some thinking, Haven. You know, I talk to you guys all the time about healing, balancing your energy, and some people don't know where to start. You know what I'm saying? If you go to my reels, you see when it was summertime, when it was summer, I used to be out in nature doing stuff, meditating, singing, and grounding. I think I'm about to start doing that. I'm about to start recording and going live with that kind of content so that people out there can know where to start. Because there's so much people who even have the slightest bit of interest on this stuff, but they don't even know where to start. So since they don't know where to start, they get discouraged and just like let it go. Like, oh, whatever. Like, I don't even, man, things like that. So with that being said, I'm thinking about it. So if you looking forward to it, or if you would like to even join me while I'm live or join me while I'm doing that kind of stuff, let me know, because I'm actually thinking about it. Like, realistically, because this is something I'm good at. This is something, when I say good at, now, you know, everyone has their own opinion, but I feel like I'm good at it because I found results. I felt results and seen results with my nature bonding. Let's just go with that. My nature bonding, my grounding, my shadow work, whatever label you want to put on it. I've literally felt, seen, and saw results. And there's people who don't know where to start when it comes to this stuff. Like, I've even had people ask, like, yo, bro, like, yo, like, I be hearing you be talking that talk, but like, where do I start? And I tell them 3 things. Stop eating certain things. You know what I'm saying? Ground and sun gaze. And okay, you know, changing your diet and letting things go that you've been eating for some amount of years, that may be difficult for some people. I get it. But grounding and sun gazing, that's your ego and pride in a way. You know what I'm saying? You embarrassed because someone outside looking at you who may not even know you, or someone outside who may or may not know you at all is judging you. Yo, bro, you out here with your feet on the ground. So what? Who are you? Who died and made you king and said, I can't put my feet on the ground? Like, what? Excuse me? Like, who are you? Thirdly, like, sun gazing. You telling me you can't sun gaze? You can't take 15 to 30 minutes out the rotation to go sun gaze, but you take hours and hours of gaming, hours and hours of watching TV, hours and hours of social media, hours and hours of gossiping, hours and hours of this or that, but you can't sun gaze for 15 to 30 minutes? You can't ground because your ego and pride is in the way? But yeah, facts, Pam. I'm thinking about it. You know, going live and doing things like that. And you know what's so funny? It's not even funny, but there's no such thing as coincidence that you mentioned the sound bowls. You know what I'm saying? It's no coincidence, because these are things I've been thinking about in the background. Like I said, I got a dark coven of secret admirers in the back that's not so secret. They watch everything I do, everything I've ever spoken to with them or spoken about to them. They take it and run with it. Then when you're not around or when you have a falling out, they want to talk about you like females. They want to gossip or rotation about you, trending topic. You know what the Most High told me? Lead by example. Don't worry about the people who's judging you. Don't worry about this. Don't worry about that. Righteous judgment will meet them. So that's not my problem. That's their problem. But it's people who work against me all the time, and I don't let that stop me. I don't let that phase me. Who cares what you think and how you feel? I'm aligning with my higher self and the Most High, my spirit team, my ancestral team. And when the times come, like I said, what happens when you need the outcast? What happens? Smack in the face, pretty much. But realistically, oh no, definitely not. Definitely not, man. Definitely not. But realistically, I've been thinking about it. Yo. Like I remember, I got the gong. It's in a different location now. I used to have it behind me with a different angle. Oh no, I don't even worry about that, bro. I don't let that stop me. I don't let that phase me, y'all. I really don't. But I use that gong every rotation. The yin and yang feng shui gong. Every bottle of water, every drink I have, I literally place it here. I'm sure you guys seen my mat before, my mouse pad. It's a yin and yang too with dragon, serpent, tiger, and bird, which represents what? The avians, the lyrims, the dragons, and the serpents. But anyhow, I place it here in the middle, and I strike the gong 12 times. I strike this gong as a form of activating this water or this beverage. I activate and strike this gong as a form of activating and purifying this water, because it's water right here, so we don't say water, as a form of giving grace and gratitude and thanks before we come one. Feel me? And then when I rise, you feel me? When I feel my energy is off balance, as the guy was saying, I'll strike the gong 6 times and say, I release. What I be saying? It's funny because now I'm trying to tell you I can't think of it. But what I say? I release all blockages in my path that's keeping each other to the 3D, hindering my ascension process. You know what I'm saying? Strike it 12 times. 12 strikes for 12 strand DNA. I release all negative energy in my atmosphere that is throwing off my balance of energy. I release all negative attachments, all negative energetic cores, whatever you could think of that pertains to that kind of stuff. And I just strike it. But I do have like a small routine that I have created myself for me, what works for me. We all individually have our own alchemy system within us. You feel me? Because we're not one species. We all come from different things. We have similar genetics. Some people have the same genetics, but we don't all have the same specific. We're not all one species. We're not. That's why you got people of color here and people of color there. You got people who's not of color here and people who's not of color there. And it's not about color. It's about frequency and genetics. We've been saying this. And that's another thing. It's a lot of racist spiritual people on the media. It's pathetic. But I digress. To each his own. Everyone's experiencing their own reality on their own timeline. We are not on the same timeline, people. Some people are, some people aren't. You feel me? But this is something I'm really considering because this is something I align with. This is something that I feel like I'm good at. And realistically, it may be my life purpose. I've been practicing it for so long, doing so well with it. Maybe that was the purpose. You know what I'm saying? Yo, boom, 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 boom. Yo, why don't you do that? We already got a little bit of traction with YouTube, with our small community here, The Haven, right? So why not? I'm thinking about it. Let me know if you guys were like that. I'm really thinking about it. When the weather starts to get right, we might really be out there. All I gotta do is keep my phone bill paid, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. I don't use my phone enough. That's why I don't pay my phone bill. Like I told you guys, every little bit of money I get, I have to spend it on groceries. I don't get to buy things I want. I don't get to buy the things I desire. I don't. I really don't. I always spend my money. I always have to spend my money on things that I need. I don't get to spend my money on things I want and desire. I don't. I'm going to be honest. But anyway, okay, Pam, I hear it. And thanks for the support. You feel me? Real talk. Real talk. Anyhow, this is something I just wanted to talk to y'all about, man. You know what? I'm not even going to play these clips, yo. I'm going to just wait. It's already 9:30. We've been streaming for an hour and a half. Yeah, that's nice, DJ. That would be nice in the future when it's time to cross that bridge. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all we got, and I always give God grace, gratitude, and thanks for giving you guys support, honestly, because like I say, you guys are not obligated. And little do you guys know, I'm gonna share a little secret. Like I said, transparency is out the window since we got people in the back and we got people coming to comment, thinking they know me personally, thinking they could just talk out their mouth and all of that and just say what they want. Transparency went out the window a long time ago. But honestly, this month I've been applying to jobs just so that I can support the things that I want to do with you guys, just so I can support and build more structure within the things that I want to do. And it's not working, but I'm not even complaining. It's not working and it's not happening for a reason. It's what, January 17th? I've been applying to jobs and doing all that since the beginning of January. It's not happening. I'm getting turned down left and right for a reason. The Most High in the universe is leading me somewhere that I belong, not where I don't. So I'm not mad. I'm not sad. I'm not none of that. I'm just going with the flow. I've been told you guys, I've surrendered to the abundant flow of the universe a long time ago. So I tell y'all all the time, I always give my grace, gratitude, and thanks to all of you guys who support me. All of that. You feel me? Because this journey, this journey is not easy in this realm of chaos, and then it's designed to go against us. I have, Pam, but like I said, it don't be working when I apply. Like, I don't know. Like, I mean, I just told y'all, I feel like I do know. The Most High in the universe is pointing me to certain direction, but feel me? We just gonna let it unfold realistically. I mean, I'm just glad that I got you guys. I'm glad I could talk to you guys. I'm glad we could vibe and bond out and do all of that stuff. You feel me? So with that being said, we gonna pick up next rotation, all right? I'm gonna make sure I don't doze off this time. I'm gonna make sure I'm not late because it's gonna be a long one, 2 hours, maybe more than that. So yeah, pardon. With that being said, look, I got my little grocery list right here. I'm so ready for Tuesday. Full disclaimer, this video is for entertainment purposes only. Any and everything you see on this channel is merely speculation. Viewer discretion is advised. Please do your own homework and research for proper discernment. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave it on the ground for someone else to pick it up. You feel me? We all come together and watch these videos and clips as a form of escaping the external chaos that's going on around us. You get what I'm saying? Yo, Haven, I love y'all. If you've been here from the beginning, I send deep divine abundance, balance, harmony, love, prosperity, strength, unity, including authenticity. If you're new to the channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know what's up, man. That's really all I got to say. You know what's up, man. We vibing out at the Haven. I'll look into it. Pam. I'll definitely look into it. I'm missing something. Oh yeah, anyone and everyone who has ever sown to see me will be returned 100 fold. The Most High using you as divine blessing, divine support. You are truly because all about divine support. I just want to say, grace, gratitude, and thanks, peace, and prosperity. You and yours and never goes unnoticed. Really does help the channel, the foundation, our well-being. If you'd like to do the same, you are not obligated. Let's repeat, you are not obligated, but the links are in the description or the About tab on the channel. Yo, Haven, love and unity. Safe traveling to Astros. I'll see y'all in the next presentation. I'm going to play this song one more time because I found out it's not copywritten for some reason. I do not know why it's not copywritten, but it's not copywritten. So we're going to play that. We're going to use that song for a bit. You feel me? DJ, that's the song that I was singing on my on that reel. The reel that was when I was like, my vocals aren't the best and I was just singing. Remember that? Yeah, that's the song. I'm gonna play it. Okay, no problem, DJ. Is it like, I listen to healing music. So if it's like modern music, I probably really won't resonate with it. If it's like modern music. But if it's like healing music to heal, release, things like that, I may. I'll definitely check it out though. Yeah, facts, Pam and DJ, facts. Other than that, I'll see y'all next presentation. Thank you for coming through. I like it. Okay, I'll definitely check it out. I love y'all. Have a good one. Enjoy the music if y'all staying for the song. And I'll see y'all next presentation.
Take away my life. You don't know who I am. Take away my heart. Would not be able to stand. I'm living in the moment, yet I'm drowning in quicksand. Believing in hope, so I reach out my hand. Pray for the guidance, come reach me. Won't you reach me? Won't love feel me? You know I need to breathe, see, 'cause I've been on this journey on my own. Seen so many things, from the birds in the sky to the sun when it sings. So I won't regret now when things get hard. So I like to take a breath, and I see through the dark, through the dark, through the dark, through the dark. See through the dark, see with my heart. Learn to see with your heart now. You can see through the dark now. Just believe and stand proud. Stand proud. Stand proud. Hey, yeah. Stand proud.
Stand proud. Things can be crazy, but the greatest blessing we have is in the gift of being alive.